It's the NFL on EA Sports, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Ravens and the Panthers, next on Madden Football.
Just a spectacular afternoon for football here in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina as EA Sports welcomes you inside Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Baltimore Ravens and the Carolina Panthers. Here's Smith to return it. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. They're led out by their big-bodied electric quarterback, Cam Newton.
And many people are having difficulty pegging exactly what they believe Cam Newton is at this point in his career. For me, when I see certain days and he's right, he can still be an accurate passer, can still get the ball downfield. And his running ability, especially inside the 10, still makes him a difficult quarterback to prepare for.
On 1st and 10, Newton. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Newton. Benjamin's got it. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the first down.
The first down carry for Davis. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
2nd and 11 now. To throw is Newton. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game. And you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Newton now to throw. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Here's the Panthers punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return, and the Ravens, they'll take over. Number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
Early part of his career, defenses really had to focus on his running ability, and they still do. But now, he's turned himself into a true dual-threat quarterback. When he plants his cleats in the ground and turns it loose, good things happen downfield.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 16. Throwing to start the drive. Jackson. Flushed out right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll get 5 out of the scramble and hit 2nd down.
Well, you know, paramount for this defense is trying to keep Lamar Jackson somewhat contained when he tries to run. They did a pretty good job of it there.
And you know it's so difficult for every defense that has to prepare for Lamar Jackson? You have to think and play at the same time. And I know that sounds like something you're supposed to do, but when you have to think about your assignments against him, it often slows down your feet. You don't move as fast. You got to be prepared for this guy every step of the way and then try and match his athleticism. Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
So many times we see teams go on the road and want to lean on their running game, but this crew just announced they're going to try and air it out and make hay downfield.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now it's Jackson. And Jones has it over the middle. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot, able to throw the ball to the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And he gets this one across midfield for the 1st down to the 46.
We got this.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up 1st downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now they'll run the option to the short side left.
Holding offense.
You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
Play action. Now Jackson. And that is incomplete here.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Throwing is Jackson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. A great effort there. 51 yards. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. Well, for all the deserved accolades Lamar Jackson gets for his running prowess, his deep ball, it's really a thing to behold as well.
And we knew that this offense was going to try and put pressure on the secondary. That was something they talked about with us. They knew that they had an advantage, pressed it, and there you go. Big play for a touchdown on their very first possession.
And the next-gen stats, they tell the story. That's a full 67 yards in the air.
After review of the play, ruling on a field stands.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They begin with a run by Davis. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
From the gun, a give to Davis. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. Okay, 2nd and 1, you get nothing. What now on 3rd and 1?
Sorry about that. I was so excited I jumped in on you. This is almost like practice to me. Line it up and do it again. You didn't get it right the first time. Just get right back on the ball and go. It doesn't matter that they know you're coming. You ought to be able to pick up this short yardage.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up.
Here we go. 22, twice on 22. Woodson.
Now Newton.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
Here's the Panthers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10, right at the 30. Throwing to start the drive. Jackson. That's into the hands of Edwards. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Second down, here's an option right. Trucks over him. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. And Bolden brings it in, complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 34. They go play action now. Jackson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sag.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson under pressure. They got him again. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
Enough to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Jackson from the shotgun. Looking downfield for Jones. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. And the Panthers coming out now. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. It's Davis on the counter. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver, but he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front, so if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. A shotgun snap for Newton.
He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey.
And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a toss running left. This is Davis. Now Davis fumbles it, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown.
Touchdown, baby. Keep it rolling.
Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And it's good to make it 14-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. Looking for a bounce back. Had the fumble a moment ago that went for a touchdown the other direction. See if he can get back in rhythm.
And you have to be very careful about having too quick of a hook with really good players. I did a guy's game in high school where he fumbled 3 times in the first quarter, finished with over 300 yards on the night, later ended up in the NFL. If you've got a talented back, give it back to him.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Now Newton on first down. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Newton. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
1st down now, but that clock rolling. Throwing again is Newton. He finds Smith out of the backfield. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
They all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Where's 52? Black 52.
Out of the gun, Newton. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on 1st down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who can make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
And
pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Newton. Completes it to Benjamin. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Newton throwing again. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. A great play there. There to make the grab. And the Panthers are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Raven offense going to take over late in this first half. And with a 14-7 lead, they might just be happy to take this thing on into the tunnel. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Here's Jackson. And that is incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. For whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
On 2nd and 10, Jackson throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
This time they stay on the ground. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers and Cam Newton getting set to go again here on offense. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but bottom line, his team's losing. They got to fix something.
And it starts with him. He has to keep that little quarterback strut going right now to make sure that his team sees him as confident. Continue to try and up his game. but just let them know, hey, if I'm around, if I'm the one calling signals and throwing the football, just follow me, we'll get there. Sometimes that will do more to elevate a team than anything else.
See if he has that confidence. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front, as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for the Ravens. And even though they've got the lead, they're likely going over ways they can improve the running game, as they didn't find a whole lot of success in those first two quarters. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Raven offense set to start this third quarter, and they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line can play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. They start the drive on the ground with Lewis. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They try again with Lewis. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it, because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally. It looks like, yes, it is 6 defensive backs on the field for Carolina.
Going with a dime set. Jackson now. That'll be caught by Rice. And shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
Now Lewis here on 1st down. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Lewis. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
Jackson eluding the pressure right, and he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
And partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out, and now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll try to get the run game going. Here's Davis. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
2nd and 7.
Another run, this time McCaffrey. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Newton to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Boy, he almost did that himself, but it looks like he's about a foot or 2 short. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. And now they're looking at a 4th down situation. Here's the Panthers punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll start off with a give to Lewis. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
They go play action with Jackson. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you. Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. And he will have a Ravens first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Ravens in control of the football. They've also got the lead as we get set for the fourth. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. This is Lewis on the handoff. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Lewis. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to take it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They run with Lewis out of the gun. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. The former LSU Tiger Dante Jackson on the stop.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 47-yard line.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. They'll go option to the short side. The quick feet by Jackson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
Let's go.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone who has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the fourth. On 1st down, it's Lewis. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Lewis. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
2 things to watch. First is strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Jackson. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. And the Panthers are right back in this football game. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition. Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful. Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Newton. And that's incomplete.
Well, he left no doubt about that one because even though he hasn't left the pocket, he's got a receiver in the area, so it's not grounding, even though there's no way that ball was going to be caught.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Newton now to throw. And this one complete to Smith. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. On 1st down, it's Newton. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Throwing on 2nd and long. Newton. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for 3rd. Here's Newton. And this is going to be incomplete. Figuring they're going for it on 4th down. Remember, though, they do have all 3 timeouts, so even if they don't get it, all is not lost. Yeah, normally in this situation, when you're talking about having to go for it, everything is in this play. But as you noted, with those 3 timeouts, they actually have a little bit of a safety net. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. They'll run with Davis. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Add that one to the good run tally right there. He's been strong throughout this game, and there's no reason to suggest he's going to slow down in the 4th quarter at all. And that's exactly what they need him to do. Keep churning out 1st downs. The clock still runs. We're at 90 seconds now. Newton. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing is Newton.
flush to his right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. One thing that makes him so tough in these 2-minute drills, you got to take into consideration he's mobile.
And that's a big plus for him, but he also has to be careful with that mobility. Sometimes getting rid of the ball and stopping the clock is more important than running around and maybe taking a sack.
Cam to throw. He'll drop this off for Davis.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there, picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as they understand where they are in the field?
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Now Newton.
Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Now it's Newton. Benjamin with it over the middle. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And remember, field goal does them no good in this situation.
You got to think they should be taking some shots for the end zone soon. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Newton. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Newton to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And the Panthers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Obviously, the excitement level here is almost at fever pitch. Down 1, is tempted to go for 2. I say you go ahead and kick the extra point. You got the home crowd carrying it into overtime.
I'm with you. I do see some fans are holding up 2 fingers. Easy now.
Yeah, they're not the ones who have to actually make that call, are they?
So now this will be, in all likelihood, to force overtime. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. So now this will be, in all likelihood, to force overtime. And he has got it. So barring something crazy on the kickoff, we're looking at an extra period to decide this one. An extended drive, 14 plays all told.
And a touchdown capped off by the PAT, and that means that we are likely heading to overtime.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
This taken in at the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
first down. It's Lewis, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. 4 quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Now Jones. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. And a costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder if maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
Doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, it almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here. Field goal or a touchdown now. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. The question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
We gonna shut.
After review of the play, ruling on the field is reversed.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. First throw in overtime now for Jackson. And incomplete. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime. And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions. Now on third down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete. Once that ball was popped in the air, you could almost hear the silence, the collective breath being held here in the stadium. Let's be honest about it. We both came out of our chairs, didn't we? Anytime you see the ball in the air like that, there is that collective rise, the crowd holding its breath, and boy, oh boy, the moment of truth as it comes down. Man, that was something. Everything magnified here in overtime. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Carolina offense about ready to go. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit? I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball. Yeah, why I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so. On first down.